The crowd is on their feet. Thousands and thousands of people are excited for that music to pop. They're not waiting for Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, or heck, even John Cena. There is only one man they're waiting for, with everybody saying L.A. Knight. L.A. Knight, the bona fide superstar. Or no, wait, Megastar. A WWE star that has gotten over on his own. The wrestler who has a shade of Stone Cold Steve Austin in the microphone and a shadow of The Rock's charisma, which people have been starving for since the Attitude Era. Well, LA Knight's meteoric rise from the WWE did not come out of nowhere. You might be shocked when I tell you that there's a high chance that you've seen LA Knight before. He's been in the WWE since 2008. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that. He even fought a total of 13 matches in NXT. What if I told you that LA Knight was even in one of those Triple H workout videos? He's done it all grinding out his way to the main roster. So if LA Knight was in the company over a decade ago, how come the name LA Knight just began to create massive waves in the WWE? What changed for the megastar that is 15 years in the making? From wrestling and performing all over the world to becoming champion of multiple wrestling promotions, to even having a feud with the Hardy Boys. This is the story of the phenomenal superstar, or should I say, megastar, LA Knight. LA Knight, born Sean Ricker, is originally from Hagerstown, Maryland, where he got exposed to wrestling at a young age. LA Knight's parents were both musicians, which made him the performer he is right now. As a child, he was drawn to the captivating world of sports entertainment, mesmerized by the athleticism, storytelling, and charisma of wrestling legends. Little did he know that this fascination with this world would one day lead him to become a legend in his own right. LA Knight quickly knew that wrestling was the industry he wanted to be in. He was born to be a performer. Right after high school, Sean Ricker moved to Cincinnati, where he would juggle his work at a lumber mill and a Ruby Tuesday restaurant with his training as a wrestler. At the age of 20 in 2003, LA Knight began appearing regularly under the ring name of Deuce for the Heartland Wrestling Association, or HWA, a popular independent wrestling promotion based in Cincinnati, and a former regional territory for WWF and WWE. In his first year at HWA, he won the HWA Televised Championship. In the 2000s, LA Knight jumped from one promotion to another, such as CWFH, DDT Pro Wrestling, NOAH, and EFW in hopes of making a name for himself. During his time in the Indies, Knight wrestled under various personas, each one a stepping stone in his evolution as a performer. He honed his craft in small, intimate venues, learning the ropes and gaining invaluable experience with every match. It was a time of trials and tribulations, but Knight's determination and passion for the sport kept him moving forward. But his first big break came from the National Wrestling Alliance, where he would wrestle alongside Brian Cage as they captured the NWA Heritage Tag Team Championship. The team would then have a fallout as they lost their title after 200 days. Ricker and Cage would have a feud that would last for almost a year. LA Knight would then challenge for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, but come up short against a familiar name, Adam Pearce. Ricker then won the 30-man red carpet rumble for the CWFH Heritage Heavyweight Championship, in homage to his late friend Paul Bearer. After 3 years in NWA, Ricker moved on as he wrestled his final match against Scorpio Sky. After the cameras went off, Ricker got the microphone and talked to the crowd as the whole NWA roster came out and gave him applause. In May 2013, however, Sean Ricker's talent would be noticed as he would get signed by the WWE. But this wouldn't be Sean's first crack at the big leagues. He was in the WWE before, you just might not have noticed him. He had his first appearance in WWE way back in 2006, where he would team with Dean Ambrose, or Jon Moxley nowadays, in a dark handicap match against The Big Show. He would then appear in ECW as he teamed with Gene Snitsky to fight JTG and Shaq Gaspard, or Crime Time. And LA Knight wasn't just working in WWE matches before, he was even working for the company outside of the ring as a security guard. He appeared during a segment featuring CM Punk and Kevin Nash on Raw in August of 2011. He was even on those Triple H home workout DVDs. LA Knight was actually everywhere. But in 2013, LA Knight would get a proper shot to prove himself in the WWE, as he was signed to be in NXT under the persona of Slate Randall. He made his debut by demolishing Yoshitatsu in a dark match during a taping of NXT. But it wasn't going to be easy for LA Knight, as he was only used to being a jobber, losing to future superstars like Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley, and Mason Ryan. After a year of performing on NXT, the WWE did not see the potential that they were looking for, as he was released in 2014. This was a new low in LA Knight's career. He took his shot in the WWE and missed it. It was time for a revamp. and in the following years he found his awakening by the name of Eli Drake. Eli Drake found a new home where he could show his skills and prove himself once again in Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, also known as TNA, or later rebranded as Impact Wrestling. In his stint with Impact Wrestling, Eli Drake has feuded with some of the greatest names in the industry, such as Bobby Lashley, the Hardy Boys, Alberto Del Rio, Austin Aries, and even the legend himself, Kurt Angle. Eli Drake would then get a massive push from Impact, as he would win a 20-man gauntlet match to capture the vacant GFW Global Championship, his first major title for a big promotion in his long wrestling career. After a 4-year stint with Impact Wrestling, Eli Drake would then become a free agent, but the WWE was not yet interested in him, as he would go back to his home, the NWA. He would then wrestle and also appear in the Ring of Honor's Best in the World event. Eli Drake won the NWA Tag Team Championship alongside his partner James Storm in 2020. In 2021, Eli Drake was silently released from NWA as he became a free agent once again, but this time, something was brewing. On February 20th, 2021, Eli Drake's entire career would make a turn as he would sign with NXT and debut in its pay-per-view, Vengeance Day. Eli Drake debuted as a heel in the pay-per-view's pre-show, but under a new name, L.A. Knight. His arrival was met with excitement and anticipation. Fans knew they were in for a treat, as this charismatic superstar was about to bring his unique blend of talent and personality to an even larger stage. He would then cut promos like no other. From the get-go, you'll see a glimpse of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, and you won't identify which is which. L.A. Knight would go on to perform a hell of a run in NXT, as he would match himself with Ted DiBiase and defeat Cameron Grimes for the reinstated $1 Million Championship. His persona and style greatly matched the title, as he would become one of the top guys in NXT. He even challenged Dolph Ziggler for the NXT Championship. After months of competing in NXT and showing just a glimpse of what he could do, L.A. Knight was called up by the WWE to join the main roster. This was L.A. Knight's first real chance to prove himself to the world that he was ready for the bright lights. But things weren't going to be easy for L.A. Knight. He debuted on the main roster not by the name of L.A. Knight, but by the name of Max Dupree, a manager for Mason Mansoor, and named their faction the Maximum Male Models. Let's keep it real, this was not it. Everyone who watched NXT knew of L.A. Knight, and now he was downgraded to some guy named Max Dupree. Max Dupree? For real? For months, L.A. Knight was a manager named Max Dupree for Mason Mansoor. He even had a sister by the name of Maxine Dupree, formerly known as Sophia Cromwell from NXT. Needless to say, in a September edition of SmackDown, Max Dupree had had enough of Mason Mansoor, beating the hell out of him, and reigniting his old persona, L.A. Knight. The segment even received a decent pop from the audience, as he would then wrestle as L.A. Knight once again. Ever since, every time L.A. Knight would come out, the pops were just getting louder and louder, with everyone saying, L.A. Knight, yeah! People on social media have even been requesting to see L.A. Knight on Raw and SmackDown. His persona resembled the Attitude Era, which the people wanted to see. His catchphrases were lit, and his in-ring skills were awesome too. The crowd was chanting L.A. Knight's name even though the company is giving him losses after losses. He would then go on to have a feud with some of the top guys in the WWE, including Ricochet and even Bray Wyatt. L.A. Knight's popularity over the months skyrocketed. It even overflowed into the recent Money in the Bank match, where people expected him to win. But of course, L.A. Knight lost to Damian Priest, who received massive boos from the crowd. L.A. Knight is just a hot commodity right now. He was even competing against Miz on the microphone, and he also received a nod of appreciation from the legend himself, John Cena. From an indie wrestler who was having trouble finding his home to a young, unknown talent getting cut from NXT to one of the most anticipated superstars in the WWE. Will L.A. Knight receive the push he deserves? I really can't wait to see what's next for the Megastar. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.